Welcome to Faces of Parkinsons. I'm Robert Cochran, and today I'm joined by Jimmy Choi, the man, the myth, the legend. What's happening, Jimmy?
Hey, how's it going?
I'm doing well. It's very nice to meet you. We got a little time to talk yesterday, but getting to see you after seeing you on American Ninja Warrior and all that stuff, and hear some of your story. I guess the word is inspiring. Do you hear that a lot when you go and meet people?
Yeah, I do, but I've never really seen myself as an inspiration. But now I realize that some of the things that I say have some consequences.
Yeah, in a positive way too. I mean, Christian Banda, who you know and I talked to, he talked about loving the fact that you did exactly what you said. Is that it's not just what you do, but you said, hey, it's your turn now. It's like you're really trying to not only do your part, but also give it away and make others find out what their thing is too.
And that's what exactly it's all about. I keep telling people that my 15 minutes of fame is up, right? But we've made some good progress over the last few months in terms of getting the awareness out. And it's time to help others find their voice, right? We need more people with 15 minutes out there to share the message and continue to share the message and push forward this momentum that we have going right now, which I think is the most exciting time we've seen in terms of awareness in the Parkinson's community, in at least for the last 6 years that I've known.
Yeah, and you've been diagnosed for 15 years now,
15 years. I was 27 when I was first diagnosed.
which is extremely early onset. Can you take me to that moment? And at 27, you get the diagnosis. What's going on?
I had no idea, right? I think you hear this all the time about young onset folks, is that I have absolutely zero idea what in the world really Parkinson's was. Only thing I knew was Michael J. Fox had it, right? And then it's also, as soon as you think about Parkinson's, you think it's something for old people. You immediately think of that classic image that they show, which is that old person hunched over with the shaky hands. That's what you go to, and that's not how I saw myself. I was 27 years old. I just gotten married. I was in good physical shape. I played 3 rounds of golf sometimes in a day. It's just not something that I thought it would be. And I figure, you know what? I can ignore it because I still feel okay. And that's exactly what I did for the next 8 years. It's absolutely nothing.
And so you did nothing. You just kind of lived life. When did Parkinson's come knocking on the door and say, time to pay attention to me? And you had to kind of go a different route.
Well, slowly the disease progressed in that first 8 years. I let it go to the point where I needed a cane to walk. And then because I was losing my balance, I was falling all over the place. And as soon as I started using the cane, I became less active. And then I let myself go. I was about 240 pounds. But the real rock bottom moment is I fell down the stairs carrying my son. I knew at that time there has to be a change because I can't be a danger to my family. Instead, I need to be there for them in the long run.
So you have that moment, and I think, like you say, a lot of people have a break right there. I don't know if it was that for you, where you say, basically, I'm going to take this thing by the horns, or I'm going to give in and let it take me. We had a guy who told my dad, "Don't let the disease eat you." Why, and how did you decide to say, "I'm going to take this by the horns and run with it"?
Well, so I didn't know what to do, right? Like you said, there's now you choose the red pill or the blue pill, right? At this point, so I had to be realistic because I know I'm not smart enough to find the cure. I know I don't have the money to fund the cure, right? So what can I do? I looked around, and of course, there's a couple of things you can do. You can start raising money to help find the cure, and you can also give yourself up to science, right? So in my case, it's clinical trials, and I think everybody went through this when they're first diagnosed or at some point, is that we went on the internet and tried to look for that cure ourselves. That doesn't exist. But what I did find was clinical trials, and one after another, I signed up for as many as I could.
And were there any times within that clinical trial process that you felt better, worse? I mean, what was it, a back and forth thing? What did you get out of it?
So I got a lot of education out of it, and that's one of the first things that I recommend people who are just starting their journey, with Parkinson's, or what, forget Parkinson's, anything, cancer, MS, anything, whatever you're starting a journey down towards, is get yourself educated, okay, and find the right facts. Don't worry about what people are saying on the internet. Everybody is different. Everybody has their own experiences, but find the right find the right experts and get the right facts. So what I've learned from these clinical trials is just a lot of information about different types of treatments, what the pros and cons are for each treatment, and then find what works for me. In my case, it was really what I found was that one thing in common with all of these clinical trials was there was always a physical activity component to it, right? Whether it's go home and exercise on your own, or whether it's forced physical therapy that they put me through in these clinical trials, that was the common theme. And that's where I gravitated towards, because that is like, it's something that's across the board. There's got to be something to it if everybody is preaching it, right?